Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Alex Flood. The Thunder Bay, Ontario Provincial Police are investigating a fatal crash that took place in between Oliver Road and the Expressway involving a single motor vehicle and a tractor trailer Friday night. At approximately 11 p.m. Friday, Thunder Bay OPP received a call of a serious motor vehicle collision on Highway 1117. The investigation has revealed an eastbound single motor vehicle rear-ended a tractor trailer. A 29-year-old driver was taken to the hospital with serious injuries and later died. The 23-year-old driver of the tractor trailer had minor injuries. The Highway 1117 eastbound lane between Harbor Expressway and Oliver Road fully reopened just after 11 a.m. Saturday morning. Anyone with information regarding this investigation is advised to contact the OPP. And the iconic Caesars Place, which burned down in early July, was finally torn down today, and plans for a potential reopening are in the works that will feature a brand new eatery. The restaurant was a community favorite in Thunder Bay for 43 years. Caesars Place posted on Facebook saying they had mixed emotions about tearing down the building, but they feel relieved as it means they are one step closer to rebuilding in their plan to replace the old facility. The building leaves behind countless memories, so we talked to a local resident about their thoughts on the restaurant and if they would like to see Caesars Place running in Thunder Bay once again.
Yeah, it's a real piece of history, I guess. And like I say, I lived in Westport on Empire Avenue, and I used to come here and I worked over at the railroad too when I was a kid. And yeah, so it's just a real neighborhood statement place. Like I said, their pizzas are great. I'll be coming back. Hopefully they'll get it rebuilt. And but the older building, it just fits the neighborhood.
As of right now, there is no timeline for when Caesars Place will return to operation, but they say everyone's gift certificates will still be valid. And a deal brokered by the Ford government that will see free menstrual products offered in schools across Ontario does exclude some schools based in Indigenous communities, leaving a Kenora area woman hopeful that a donation drive could help end period poverty. Adam Riley has more.
Like, this is so unfair. Period equity exists whether or not someone lives in a town or a First Nation.
Tanya Cameron has a history of being the potato lady of late. Since the start of the pandemic, she's been taking donations of potatoes and shipping them to the far north, where a bag of potatoes can go for anywhere upwards of $10. Now Cameron has shifted her sights for November, pushing for a month-long donation drive of menstrual products through Moontime Sisters.
A friend introduced me to the coordinator a couple of years ago, and the coordinator asked if I'd be able to use my network to connect with individual First Nation educators to see if they would receive and distribute menstrual products to on-reserve students.
Last month, it was announced the province had struck a deal with Shoppers Drug Mart to provide schools across the province with free menstrual products for students, which Cameron had hoped would be inclusive, as in some remote communities, prices for tampons and pads can be in excess of $20.
One of the first questions I had upon learning of that announcement is does this initiative include on-reserve students?
Answer, it doesn't. Schools like Dennis Franklin Cromartie or schools on other First Nations across the province are federally funded. Ergo, they aren't included in this provincial deal. The fact of which prompted this question and non-answer between Kiiwetinoong MPP Saul Mamakwa and Education Minister Stephen Lecce on October 20th.
As First Nations, schools in the riding have reached out and they asked if they can participate. Is the minister telling me the program is not for First Nation schools?
There was inaction by governments to date, and it was our government who made a decision to help end period poverty in this province on the advice of many student leaders, including the Ontario Student Trustees Association, who counseled us to find a fix to this problem.
Despite First Nation schools being left out by the province, in less than a week using social media, Cameron has received an outpouring of support for the initiative.
It's just day one, but I've received $2,000 in donations so far. I'm already thinking I may have to find some warehouse space to sort and go through and box up, and I might need a small army of volunteers.
On Friday, newly minted Indigenous Services Minister Patty Hajdu hinted the federal government would intervene, tweeting, "Period poverty should never be a barrier to going to school. Menstrual products are a basic need, and very soon they will be freely available in all on-reserve schools." But the post did not indicate a plan or timeline for the initiative. The menstrual product donation drive runs until November 25th, with several drop-off locations listed throughout the Kenora and Rainy River districts. Adam Riley, TBT News.
Meanwhile, area MPP Saul Mamakwa made use of Treaties Awareness Week in his questioning of the Ford government about the Ring of Fire mining development this past week. The member for Kuwaitanung says the government has promised improvements to services in remote First Nations if the mining area moves ahead. But Mamakwa says those promises were already made in the original treaty for that region and have yet to be properly delivered.
And I want to be clear, Speaker. This government has no right to request development on our treaty territories without a plan to improve baseline necessities like water and infrastructure. I would like to know how the Premier plans to honor Ontario's treaty obligation to the people of Treaty 9 before allowing development.
By working with First Nations in the area and other partners in the area. We understand fully that this is a resource that cannot be developed if we do not all work together. The member raises some very important points when it comes to education, when it comes to basic infrastructure in the area, Speaker. We're making those investments.
Well, if you enjoy sleep as much as I do, then you're in luck, as Northern Ontarians will get an extra hour of sleep tonight thanks to the seasonal end to daylight savings time. On November 7th, clocks should automatically or manually be adjusted to go back 1 hour at 2 a.m. CTV's Ian Campbell has more on this overnight time change.
You might want to start adjusting those internal clocks now. Come Sunday morning, we'll be gaining an extra hour.
Even though it's 1 hour, it still takes my body about a week to maybe a little bit more to adjust to the time change.
Heldman starts her days every morning around 5 a.m.
Our bodies get used to a certain rhythm. And for anyone who travels, they'll tell you it does take a few days to adjust.
Pure Country 91.7, good morning. It's Josh and Coop, a mix of sun.
It's a similar story for Brian Cooper, who spends his mornings helping Sudburians get out of bed. For this father of 3 young kids, sleep is a luxury he can't afford to lose.
It is a huge deal if I can get an extra hour. So my first alarm goes off at about, it's around 3:30 in the morning on weekdays, which is pretty crazy. Now, do I typically get up right at 3:30? Not usually, but still. Having that extra hour is monstrous.
The sun will rise earlier in the morning, but it will, of course, set earlier in the afternoon. So that has a little bit of a depressive effect.
DeKonig specializes in the field of sleep and dreams. He says changes like this can cause a disruption to the biological clock, and says the ideal thing for our bodies would be standard time year-round.
It's about a day for an hour, okay? So if you have a time change of 6 hours, it will take a week to really your clock to be resynchronized, provided that you're exposed to the light where you are.
An Ontario MPP has been looking to get the practice stopped. When it comes to that take it or leave it approach, those we spoke with say they'd be okay without the time change.
Especially being up that early in the morning. I would also say if there were opportunities where I could get more sleep, maybe adding an extra hour multiple times throughout the year, that'll never happen. That would be even better.
DeKonig says there are things you can do to help adjust. Maybe give yourself an extra hour of sleep each night. Clocks go back Sunday morning. Ian Campbell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Lakehead Public School officials accepted a special award from the Canadian Armed Forces this past week. It's in recognition of the board's flexibility, allowing a longtime employee and military member to fulfill his duty to the country. Regimental Sergeant Major Chief Warrant Officer Andrew Hotrim nominated the board for the award. He has spent nearly 20 years as a student success planner at Westmount, all while having a career with the armed forces. The certificate shows the military's gratitude for allowing Hotrim to continue his work with the military, including recent leaves as he coordinated teams to go up north for vaccine distribution.
A month off for a course. If I don't get that leave, then maybe I'm not where I am today. As well, all the extended leaves they have provided over the last 18 months in regards to the pandemic response and the vaccine rollout, it's really helped us.
It's such a wonderful thing to be able to have your employee represent your city and to be helping out in our communities to to lend a hand. So I mean, I appreciate the recognition and being thanked for it, but it's really I feel like we're the ones with to say thanks to them.
Hotrim has also played a key role in organizing the Operation Radio Santa campaign for students of the Lakehead School Board. And officials with the VD Cultural Center are celebrating their 9th anniversary by moving from their old location on Victoria Avenue into a newly renovated building on D Street. The $1.6 million project has been under construction for over a year. The new VD Center has many features, including one-of-a-kind architecture, a yoga facility, prayer room, and a gift shop. It's also the headquarters for events like the Festival of India. The center serves 15,000 free meals annually, along with supplying groceries to international students. Director Dr. Prashant Jani says this new space was needed with all the visitors and events they host, and it's the only center of its kind in the entire Northwest.
This is a unique center for entire community of the region. We get every week 200 visitors, and mostly visitors come because the architecture, the type of arrangements we have, the type of services we provide is not available anywhere else in Ontario.
The center is open to the public from 8 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon, and also 4:30 to 8 at night. Wow, great developments going on at the VD Center. Here now with Kurt Black. And Kurt, speaking of good stuff going on in the city, university sports, lots of action this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. After not having any last year, they came back with abundance over the last couple days. We have all the highlights right after the break.
Welcome back. Well, it's one of the best times of the year for sports, especially here in Thunder Bay. Kurt, lots of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, it makes me busy, makes Avery busy,
Yes.
but it's great times, Alex. You know, after dropping their home opener on Thursday, the Lakehead Thunderwolves were back on the ice at the Gardens Friday night, looking to even things up at a game apiece. And with the boost of over 1,400 fans cheering them on, the team came out flying to open the night.
Men out for some redemption in Game 2 of their 3-game set with the York Lions. And the T-Wolves would apply the pressure from the onset, beginning with Kevin Stiles, who finds Joe Mack cross-crease, but he catches the side of the net. Bonello would be called upon shortly after, as off a York turnover, Dexter Kuksik has a chance in close, but number 30 is up to the task. Moving on to 4 minutes left in the first, the Lions reward their keeper's great play by getting him some support, as Brendan Brown snaps home his second goal in his many nights to open the scoring. But the T-Wolves would waste no time tying the game in the second as Spencer Blackwell streaks through the neutral zone and fires his first of the season past Bonello that had Fort William Gardens rocking. Unfortunately, just as they did Thursday night, York would put a halt to the T-Wolves' momentum as just 30 seconds later, Alex Uriga finishes off a beautiful passing play to retake the lead heading into the final 20 minutes. And in the final frame, Lakehead would get a little too casual with the puck in their own end, and York would make them pay as Nick Malencia pounces on the loose puck and tucks it past Blake Wayrick to double the Lions' lead. Then just 3 minutes left. York seals the victory as Brendan Yeeman flies into the zone and chips his second of the season over Wayrick as York take Game 2, 4-1 the final. T-Wolves will hope third time is the charm as the two wrap up their 3-game set Saturday night.
It wasn't just the hockey team in action on the OUA scene Friday, as Lakehead University women's volleyball team were back at the CJ Sanders Fieldhouse to make their long-awaited return to home court after no games last season. In town, the McMaster Marauders. Catalina Gillies has the wrap from the Wolf Den.
Home opener for Lakehead's volleyball team looking for their first win of the season, taking on McMaster for the first of a 2-game series. After McMaster took the first set, we'll jump right into the second. McMaster up 16-9 after a long rally. Alexis Kincaid sets it up perfectly, and Melina Lubacek unleashes on the spike for the well-earned point. But McMaster wasn't backing down. Just a while later, Paige Entwistle sets it up for Maddie Lutz for the big kill. And that momentum would continue into the third set. Emma McKinnon serving for McMaster, and they make no mistake with the huge block. Lakehead looking for answers, but they wouldn't be able to find them. McMaster takes the first game of the season in 3 straight sets. Head coach Brett Haggerty says she was disappointed with the loss, but still had a positive spirit.
It was so exciting to finally have game day again, and to be back after COVID is so nice. There was so much energy in the gym, so many people out. It was really, really fun to be back. We have a lot to work on, and we face them again tomorrow night, so I'm excited, and hopefully we can take a set or 2 off them.
Fourth-year player Virginie Franks was excited to be back after her previous season was affected by the pandemic.
It was good. I mean, we played hard. Obviously sucks to lose, but we played our best. I feel like the crowd really brings up some good energy. It's really nice to hear them cheer and have our backs.
Lakehead will have a chance at redemption against McMaster at Game 2, taking place tonight. Catalina Gillies, TVT Sports.
The university action continued on the basketball court for Lakehead last night as the Thunderwolves newcomer Michael Okafor came up huge in the final moments as the 2020 transfer nailed a 3-pointer with a second left on the clock to earn the Wolves a season-opening 84-83 win over McMaster. Unfortunately, Lakehead's women's basketball team were unable to beat out the Marauders last night as McMaster was led by Sarah Gates' 32 points en route to a 74-65 victory. Over on the high school sports scene, we had a pair of championship games at Fort William Stadium. We'll begin with the senior football final, which pitted the Hammersholt Vikings, looking for their first title in 13 years, against the St. Ignatius Falcons and their star running back, Tyler Robertson. Mitchell Ringos has the highlights.
The two Goliaths, St. Ignatius and Hammersholt, face off in this year's final in a game coming down to the wire. The Falcons struck first with an absolute bomb thrown downfield to McKeer, where he looked in the clear only to be tripped up short of the end zone. Ignatius would then get on the board first with a field goal, putting them up 3 in the first quarter. Iggy would then continue their early dominance with a running play into the end zone by number 1 Tyler Robinson, putting the Falcons up 10-0 in the third. But Hammersholt would fight back in the fourth with a 30-yard run from Dylan Hall, giving Hammersholt a chance to get on the board and make this a game, where Hall would finish off the play muscling into the end zone to give Hammersholt a chance, only down by 3 in the fourth. With seconds left on the clock, the Falcons' defense would seal the deal, giving them the win 10-7, becoming champions once again, and being able to host the trophy sky high. Mitchell Ringos, TBT Sports.
In the junior football final earlier today, it was the same two Port Arthur-based teams going head-to-head on the gridiron, with the Falcons and Vikings doing battle again. For St. Ignatius, it's their 9th straight junior final, while the Vikes haven't hoisted the trophy since 2009. Avery McRae has the wrap.
The St. Ignatius Falcons have become a mainstay in the junior high school football finals over the past decade, and if they wanted to nab the school's first title since 2017, they would have to get through a hungry Hammersholt Vikings squad who is without a championship in 12 years. Vikings take a 7-0 lead into the half, third quarter. Owen Wren, he's gone, folks. Nobody's catching him. 38 yards to the house for his second touchdown of the game, doubling the Vikings' lead 14-0 to the fourth, now 15-zip. Falcons looking for the big play to get something going. Lucas Dupuis airs it out. Christoph Lindstrom makes the unreal catch, or so we thought. The refs rule the ball hit the ground first, so no good. Falcons turn it over on downs. Next Falcons possession, the flea flicker. Quinton Dodd. Lindstrom's got that one, 53 yards. He is clear. He makes it a 15-7 ball game, but that's as close as it would get as the Vikings shutting it down on the final play. So for the first time since 2009, the Hammersholt Vikings are the junior football champions, clipping the Falcons 15-7.
We're all feeling pretty great. I think we went into this game, we had lots of confidence. The Ignatius is a good team, so we definitely didn't go into it thinking that we had a walk in the park. But yeah, I think we're all happy with the outcome.
It's very gratifying. We've been very excited about this game, looking forward to the day for a very long time. It's nice to finally get that monkey off our back, so to speak, after many, many opportunities here against a great St. Ignatius team. They definitely did not make it easy, and we're very thankful for the opportunity to compete against them tonight.
Avery McRae, TBT Sports.
Well, Alex, what a great day for some high school football. And hey, the weather certainly cooperated. No one was freezing out there at Fort William Stadium.
No, that's right. The Vikings heated up today, and the weather here in Thunder Bay is going to be heating up this week as well. We'll get you caught up on your local forecast coming up after the break. Welcome back. Well, Kurt, over the next few days, I think you would call it a best case scenario for November weather coming up here in Thunder Bay. Double-digit temperatures to enjoy. Before we get you caught up there, though, we're going to head out west for this evening's forecast, and we will kick it off in the West Coast, Vancouver. There are showers in the area. Currently, it is 6 degrees. In Edmonton, it's 4 and sunny, and Saskatoon, 5 and sunny as well. And down south in Toronto, it's a clear one tonight, currently 2 degrees, and in the nation's capital, Ottawa, much warmer, 10 degrees as of now. And out east, St. John's, currently 1 degrees. It is mainly cloudy, a chance of rain showers or flurries later this evening to be expected. And as we take a look at the forecast tonight in Dryden, there are a few clouds in the area. Fog patches as well should be developing before morning. Currently 4 degrees. Over in Greenstone, meanwhile, it's cloudy with a chance of showers tonight and after midnight. Fog patches expected to develop before morning as well, 5 degrees right now. And over in Sault Ste. Marie, 5 degrees, mainly cloudy, and a chance of showers this evening and after midnight. And as we take a look at tomorrow's forecast in Kenora, it's going to be a mainly sunny one. Temperatures are expected to reach about 12 degrees. In Armstrong, a mix of sun and cloud. Fog patches dissipating in the morning with a high of 11. And over in Marathon, a mix of sun and cloud. Fog patches should be clearing up as well with a high of 9. And at this hour in Thunder Bay right now, currently some cloud coverage in the area, 4 degrees right now. No rain showers so far to be expected, because as the night goes on, those clouds are going to start to clear up. The temperature will remain about 4 degrees, might dip a couple degrees below. It would be a little surprising if it dips below 0, because we are going to have some warm temperatures coming up. Look at this, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Pretty much a straight sweep of sunshine. 11 and 12 are the highs on Sunday and Monday to kick off the week. It will go down to 0 on Monday and -1 on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, it's going to be another okay day. Some snow projected in the morning, but mostly sunshine to enjoy. Thursday, however, definitely the worst day of the week if you're not a fan of snow. Both rain and snow are possible. It is also the coldest high of the week and the coldest low of the week. Now, Kurt, I mean, that's pretty good. We're approaching mid-November right now, and we have double-digit temperatures. And we're in Thunder Bay. I never thought those words would come out of my mouth.
Yeah, I'm still going to pick on it. I hate to see on Thursday a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
Everyone knows how much I just despise the cold stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, you said it earlier.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to have these beautiful temperatures this late in the year.
Absolutely. Get outside and enjoy it, Thunder Bay. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we hope to catch you again tomorrow.